Well, here we go. Another Airfix and chill. Good evening, everyone. Welcome everyone that's in the chat. Welcome everybody that's on the live panel. There's some working on benches, some is just looking at screens or cameras. But so we could all say hi. We've got a guest in. Hi, Tam. How are you, mate? You've got a new channel. I've just read. I have seen that you've kind of moved over stuff and got a newish channel. Why have you done that, mate? Is Tam there? Has he gone?
I think my microphone is not working. Is it? Can you hear me okay or not?
I can hear you now, but it's very, very, like you're far away.
Yeah, we can hear you.
But we can hear you.
Very faint.
Yeah, it's like you're not. You're in a. Yeah.
Basically, the algorithm hated me on the other channel.
Okay. Just is it because of just you, or is it because of something you've done, or is it your face? Do you think, or?
How's that?
That sounds a bit better.
Moving, stopping, throwing stuff at them.
Anyways, we've got loads of people in the chat. I'm not going to go through all your names. Thank you, everyone who's joined us this evening. As you can tell, we're all a little bit excited because Airfix have posted on Twitter and YouTube and on Facebook and on every social media that something is happening tomorrow, and we're going to think about and have a chat about what we think it might be. Obviously, it ain't going to be an effing Bearcat, is it? So we could knock that one off the bingo list.
I know what it is. I already know what it is.
Who said who knows what it is?
Me.
James.
You know what it is?
Yeah, I know what it is.
Oh, Dave.
Yeah?
Go
on then.
It's a model kit.
Hey! Yeah.
I'm relieved. I thought you were going to say it was a baby shark.
It's going to be that Lysander. That wouldn't know the Lysander thing they've got at East Kirkby, I reckon.
Do you reckon it's that Lysander?
I hope it is.
Well, they did put something on today.
They're not going to release a new Lancaster because they've just done the they've just released the new Mosquito as well, and I can't think of anything else that they've got there that's of any value model-wise because they've not. I think the last Lysander they did was like back in the '60s. I think it's one of the vintage classic kits.
Okay. Because I said the only thing they've put on their shorts feed, it's this one here, isn't it? If I click on it, if I go to present, go to share screen, it's this one here that they put up, isn't it? Let's get it to play.
Can you guess what aircraft I'm in front of?
I haven't got a clue.
Just Jade.
That's
and then they show it pictures.
Kirkby, yeah.
That's at East Kirkby, is it?
Yeah.
So, is that?
That's definitely.
So is that?
I was literally there in August. So.
Is that the red herring? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is that the red herring?
Yeah, that's a herring.
Yeah, that's a herring, is it?
I mean, they've got pieces of their aircraft there. They've got pieces of a P-38 as well, haven't they? The Spitfire was crashed, so.
Tam, can you log off and log back in again? Because your microphone sounds terrible. It's really faint.
Okay.
Can you do that? Because your mic, it's like you're nowhere near the mic, if you know what I mean. You're like you're miles away.
It's faint and fuzzy compared to like Fridays for some reason.
Yeah, it's very fuzzy. But so we reckon that's basically a red herring. I was looking at the tweet, which is what I've put up on as the thumbnail, and I'm just going to up again, share screen for the Twitter. That's what it looks like. That's what it done. that's good. The black and yellow stripes, do they mean anything? Do you know what I mean? Anybody got any ideas?
Target tug.
Yeah, it's the only thing I can think of is target.
Under construction, something, I mean, that's what that conveys to me.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know that it feels like it's a clue of any kind, but maybe. Like I didn't even think about it though initially. Yeah.
That's not anything.
Yeah. So it's who said? Did somebody mention railways?
Yeah.
Yeah, James.
Yeah, James. So you think that could be a railway hazard sort of line, like?
Well, it's the warning panel for a shunter.
Is it?
Yeah.
But I'm sure that I've seen those black and yellow stripes around exit doors and stuff.
Around planes.
Yeah.
Because obviously they used target tugs during the war. They used Mosquito.
Yeah.
Defiant. Sea Fury.
Yeah.
And they even used a Lysander as a target tug.
Yeah. What do you reckon then, James, model officer? What do you reckon it could mean?
The black and yellow lines are nothing to do with it. That's just under construction sort of usual sort of post you can get.
Yeah.
I don't think that's anything. There's not really any clues there at all.
No clues at all, is there?
No.
But what I'd like to know is, right? They're gonna announce this tomorrow. Is this going to be a kit that you can buy in the next 2 weeks, or is it going to be something that's going to be released at Christmas? Because that would kind of piss me off a little bit. Do you know what I mean?
Or even here's something we've been working on.
It's not going to be something they release now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Who says?
It might even be something they're going to release for next year.
But hang on a minute. But they just released the Seafire. They didn't mention it in any of their.
No.
This seems special.
And then bang, we had it within a week. So, who knows? I think it's. Well, what could it be? Are we looking at aircraft? Are we looking at another tank?
Taggers has brought up a good point. In June, Airfix announced a partnership with Company of Heroes 3, and within 30 minutes of Company of Heroes announcing an update for tomorrow, Airfix tweeted.
Wow. See, I can't get on it at Company of Heroes because you can't run it on a Mac. You can only run it on a PC. And when I had the conversation with Dale and Brooklyn about that, Brooke, sorry, they basically saying that they just sent over what they had, specs wise for the tanks. It wasn't actually they weren't going to produce models for each other at the moment. It was just a collaboration between them, and they offered us creators on YouTube a 3-month pass to see how to play the game. But I couldn't because I'm Mac all the way through. I don't have Windows apart from my DJ laptop, and I ain't putting anything other than my DJ software on that laptop. Not a chance. So I wouldn't have been able to have played it. But there's if you're going to put collaborations, they've just invested 1.6 million in a wargaming company as well, haven't they? 25% stake. The Hornby Group have, which I can't see that working because for one thing, wargamers will touch Humbro. You know what I mean? They'll never paint a model, paint their figures with that.
Not being funny, wargamers are well catered for with Rubicon. But it's 156 scale.
Yeah.
156 scale, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a bit interesting. But would they go to that scale? Would Airfix ever produce stuff at 156?
Well, it upset you if they do a 156 scale Bearcat.
Oh yeah, that was really that was just I can't even imagine it. I want a 148 from them or 172, not a 156. 156 is a weird scale though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the 156 is much more to do with the ease and like ideal playability on the table more than actually any type of scale, you know.
But yeah,
Ren says, how about a 3D printer Mark II?
this is Airfix, not Humble. They don't talk to each other. They don't talk to each other at all. A 148 Jet Provost would be lovely, or any scale TSR2. Yeah, a TSR2. They've got that. They just waited for the time to release it, aren't they? You know. What haven't they done? This is the thing. We've got to look at what things haven't they done.
I mean, when did the last do the Lysander?
The Lysander. When was that? That was 68, wasn't it? 1966, 68?
Yeah,
I was going to say it's 60s, isn't it? Because it's been released as a vintage classic.
It has. But this is the trouble there, Fix. You know,
but I can't see if they've got it. They're not going to do a new tool of it, are they? I can't see it anyway.
That's a good shout, Luke Perkins. A 148 Jaguar would sell so fast. Yeah. I don't know. I reckon. Yeah. I don't. As I say, it's going to be interesting tomorrow. You know what they're going to put out. Definitely, it will be interesting to see.
One thing I would say that you could sort of rule out, really, given the yellow and black line, is not going to be the blue tip.
Yeah.
It could be a goldfinch.
Yeah.
Could be. Yes.
Hey, it could be the barn owl.
Yeah.
So what only other kit is Kitty Hawk, if memory serves me. Only other kit is Kitty Hawk.
Yeah. Jaguar.
The Jag, is it?
Yeah, 148 Jag.
Interesting. No, they won't do an Queen Elizabeth aircraft carrier. They just won't do it. They said it's too expensive to do it, apparently. Yeah.
So the other thing in which you've got to take into account as well is that obviously Telford's not that far away, and they said they were going to have something special for Telford.
Yeah.
But are they going to announce it before Telford, or are they going to do it at Telford?
They said that they haven't got anything planned for Telford. See, when I spoke to Dale about this, he said that the problem with doing that at Telford is that then you're waiting another year before it came to market. The Vulcan and the Hellcat, they took for an age. They announced it at Telford, and then people were scratching their bollocks, waited for it to then be released. And I don't think,
not being funny, you were suffering with lockdown for the Vulcan, weren't you? So
but the Hellcat,
the
Hellcat was
good. Sorry, the last conversation I had was that, as far as I understood, was that there was something for Telford, and they weren't going to make the mistake of it being a long time wait for it.
Yeah,
but I might have misunderstood the conversation. Maybe, I don't know, but that was my understanding.
That's a fair shout. I always think that when these releases come, you know, they always surprise me. I think I'm pretty good at guessing what they're going to bring out, because I look at kits that they haven't tooled in a while, if you know what I mean. Yeah. So, you could go through the list. I made the mention of the Concorde needed to be retooled because it's a little bit inaccurate, and it's a 1973 kit or 78 kit. And then I was told, then why would we do that? It's not on our list to do. We've got the tooling. I said, yeah, but look at the Vulcan. You redid that one recently. So, you've redone the Tiger. I know they've done them as the Tiger and the Sherman. They've redone recently. I know their starter sets. But the other side of it, they're not starter sets. You have the the complex build or the simple build, don't you?
Yeah.
But their Sherman was quite good, wasn't it? The original Sherman.
Mm.
The best Sherman I've built in 172 that I've done recently, disregard the new release from Airfix. The one that got me was the Heller 172 Sherman. I thought that was a bloody good kit. It went well together, really, really well. But that doesn't mean that they won't try out retooling other kits that people want, surely. Which will be better.
Crazy
But
Loco just says in the comments there, but if they have the container in the dock as we speak, they could bring it to Telford within 2 weeks. If they've got the container on the dock, it's going to take 50 days roughly, depending on whether it turns right or left at the channel.
Is that right? Yeah.
So
that's right.
That would bring it into line for Telford if it's going to be there to sell. So,
but they don't sell at Telford. Airfix do not sell at Telford.
No, they launch.
So they won't sell at Telford because they would piss off all the dealers there, wouldn't they?
Yeah,
that's true. But it'd be there for Christmas.
Yeah, I can't remember Airfix ever selling at Telford. It's there as a promotional.
I think they obviously with the release they've done, they're in the range of doing the production slots, and they've got an extra production slot somewhere.
Yeah,
and they're fitting it in a bit like the Seafire.
Yeah, but then that's an extra. If they've got that Seafire, that's let's go right. So what did they announce? 10 kits at Christmas. Just after in January, did they announce 10 kits?
Yeah,
including talking about not talking about decal, but the reintros. What was it? There was 3 vintage classics. There was the Scout. There was the what was that plane?
One bug.
No, that's vintage classic. I'm talking about what were the new tools this year? They've got the
Gannet.
Land Rover.
The
They've
Ferret.
got
the Gannet. The
Gannet.
Ferret. The
Was it the
4-ton
Katie?
truck? Sorry, the 2-ton truck.
2-ton, yeah, but that was really that. But that was really the Katie with the buck handle.
2-ton.
There was the Land Rover, the McLaren starter set. So you got the Land Rover, the McLaren, and you've also got the DB5. Is that right? The DB5 coming out. So they are new toolings, even though some are starter sets. And then they had the Vintage Classic, which was the Bond Bug, the Rotterdam, the Antarctic, which they had to do the
New
glass
glazing.
for. Yeah. The Beaver.
The
And
F-35.
the Buffalo. And the Buffalo.
F-35.
Was it the Brewster Buffalo as well? Yeah, F-35. F-35. And then they pulled that out with 2, didn't they? Because they had, or with 3. They had...
They had the kid, they had the one with the Spitfire and the one with the
Lancaster.
Yeah.
So, so if you think about it, would they have another slot to push in? I think this has been planned from way back. And they're thinking, what can we do that's a little bit special? Because I think that's what...
Guard.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think it's probably something like the first stocks of the Gannet have arrived or something.
Yeah.
That could be a good shot. But we already knew the Gannet was going to come out November time.
This seems more special. Something totally new.
Something that hasn't been said at all, yeah.
Yeah. I think it's a new model.
But they just garner attention, though.
Yeah, it's they've got Brooke now, and she's very good at marketing, isn't she? Yeah.
I think obviously they did that big event at with the Hurricane a few months back, didn't they? No 1/24 scale Hurricane.
Dan says, question, what's out of production Airfix kit is going for the most money on eBay, as the Bond Bug was silly money and has been reissued, and then so was the Victor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, they
That's a good
specified
shout,
it's a new tooling.
Yeah.
They have said it's a new tooling, but is it a new tooling they haven't mentioned before, or is it one of the ones that they mentioned at the release launch in January or February, whenever it was?
I have to go through my list and remember when the release date again is, because I've got a list that tells you when all the kits are due out, and I'm pretty sure the Gannet ain't worth out till November. They should be out in Telford, but they would be sold by the dealers at Telford.
Yeah, the Gannet's not due till October.
They haven't released any tanks this year, have they?
No.
I mean, unless you count the ferret, but that's
Yeah, that ain't a tank, is it?
No, it's not. But some people like to fold in the whole armored vehicle.
Well, maybe it's armor then. Yeah, but that's one.
Exactly.
They haven't. Yeah, but they haven't re-released any, have they? They haven't added. I've got them there because they're oldish stock, aren't they? That's why they did the mystery bundles to calm to shave some of their stock off.
Yeah.
But if a new Moss would buy it.
Listen, right. If it's got Airfix on it, of course I'm going to buy it.
I mean, the one thing you are forgetting is they could have buckled to
Airfix fanboy, remember?
Be the 124th Lancaster. You never know.
They'll never do that. Not in. If
y'all thought
models,
it was the ultimate April Fool's joke. Y'all thought it was an April Fool's joke, and it wasn't.
Yeah.
I even put that on. That was 2 years ago now. I put that on my very first zine.
Yeah.
With Batman saying, "You hear the 124 scale bang." It was an April Fool's joke. Twat.
Yeah. Do you know? I can see Dale sat in his studio going, "They've not got a clue."
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Just because he's
watching.
Yeah.
Ryan with Company of Heroes 3 would make sense though.
Yeah. If Moss said he had a semi with a bond bug, just imagine him with a bear cat.
Oh, gold.
That's not something you want to record.
No. Hey, you should have. Hey, you recorded me trying out outlaw paints. Imagine me trying out a bear cat, mate. I tell you.
No, I can't. Honestly.
Hang on.
Surprised no one seems to think that it might be a Corsair. You guys think it might be a Corsair?
Corsair?
No. I had to make the comment at least
what
once.
Scale?
Yes.
That's not scale.
Yeah,
I agree. Yes, is my favourite scale.
Could it be a ship? I'm just going through. Could it? Think of models that they haven't done recently.
Yeah.
What are they? What are they really down on?
Well, I mean, they did more ships at the beginning of the year than they even did, armor. So I feel like armor may be a good way to lean.
I think armor is a good shout because of the Company of Heroes 3
exactly
and announcements. And I mean, if you look at what Company of Heroes has in kind of its marketing and stuff, you've got a tiger and a panther. You've also got a marder there. Now, Airfix have both a panther and a tiger. Don't have a marder.
Was there anything like in the
marder.
background of the video that they posted? You know what I mean? Like it may have been the red herring, but if there was something like in the background or something, you know what I mean?
There was a Canberra fuselage.
Do you want to watch it again?
Yeah.
All right. Let's get up again.
Ollie.
Hang on. Where are we to?
Canberra
Present.
Well,
Can you guess what aircraft I'm in front of?
See, look at them. There you go. What's that there on the left?
Canberra.
Canberra. What was that? Was on the wall
that's
though? There's something hanging on the
part
wall.
of the
too.
Canberra that's at East Kirkby.
Yeah.
There's a big old Spitfire to the left of it hanging on the wall.
That was Spitfire. Okay.
From memory, behind it to the right, there is some other aircraft. I think there's
bits of wreckage,
like 1/6 scale model of a Lancaster or something on the wall.
That's great. Next one. Next picture. No, nothing there. No. There's an alien in the bottom left there. Can you see this? The Mysterons. There's the Mysterons in the bottom left there. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. There's the Mysterons again. So what's
That's
that?
it. It's a Captain Scarlet kit then.
Yeah, they're bringing back that. What's it called? The Angel Interceptor.
Yeah.
Was the Interceptor?
I'd buy that in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
What's that there? What's that in behind there?
Mosquito.
That's the mosquito.
Beyond that should be.
That's the mosquito behind Just Jane.
Yeah, and there's the tractor, which is the World War II. They've already released that one. Look at that to the right, though. Can you see that to the right? Hang on. There you go. There's the
bomb
truck.
train.
What's that? Yeah.
Yeah. What's that in behind it, though? You know, where you got the truck. What's that in behind? What's that? Oh, that's the you know, when they go onto the Lancaster, that was the passenger lorries, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The men used to
Crew
get
lorry.
those. I saw. Yeah.
That looks like a point.
Look at that. Bless him. Never met him. I'd like
looks
to
like
meet him.
Dougal.
Yeah, he always reminds me of the character from Cloudy with the Chance of Meatballs. Bless him. So we're not any wiser here, are we?
No.
We're leaving that.
No.
So that means nothing. Don't mean nothing. So
Hey,
that was a
Johan.
waste of time. A 148, yeah. How about a tractor and bomb trolleys? Yeah, but they just wouldn't release that, would they?
They've already
You
got
know?
a load of that stuff.
Angel
Maybe
would
they're
be
doing
nice.
a retooling of the aircrew set, the refueling set, since they just released the Lancaster.
Yeah, I was gonna say between that and the what was it? The gun emplacement, the
Bofors.
yeah. Anyway, but I can see ultimately I can see them doing some kind of ground support thing, you know, refueling, something like that.
I mean, that would be
they
pretty
got grand-
awesome. to
haven't
have
they
a
got
new tool
Grand
with that.
Slam?
The old one's pretty.
Yes,
At East Kirby.
A Grand Slam.
Because they've got a Grand Slam trolley. They've got the trolley for loading the Grand Slams, haven't they?
Yeah,
They've got
Yeah,
one
they've got
for
cooking out there as well.
I'm gonna write in an envelope my prediction for tomorrow. I think I'm gonna write my prediction tomorrow.
Is this the
what it might be.
Nostradamus one?
Nostradamus, yeah.
Nostradamus.
I have been
He's
pretty
spoken
good.
to he's
I have
he's
been
contacted
pretty
his
good.
throat.
I have been pretty good with my predictions.
This one will be the one you get wrong.
No, I want to say
Can they
when
make
I
a
was
Manchester
last year.
from the Lancaster tooling? I would imagine so. But the
said
wingspan's smaller, isn't it? It's 4 foot smaller on each side for the Manchester.
Oh, that's a good shout.
Yeah.
That is a bloody good shout.
It's not a bad shout, is it?
And I've just
That is
thought
a
of
good
something
shout.
else.
Nigel
I didn't realise
did a
it.
book.
would buy that
He just
too.
published that book on
Yeah.
the Manchester.
Yeah. I've just had a thought. They've got a young lad there who works on a Sterling project. Short Sterling. They haven't done one of those for a long time.
They haven't re-released
No.
a new one for a while, have they? 70s was
Yeah.
the last tooling.
I've still
That
got the
Sterling
original
Mark
tooling
III
of
they
it.
did.
Oh, I just sorry, model kit stuff. You're
It
normally
was
not
heavily
available
requested
on a
as well.
Monday. So
One sec,
hi,
I'm-
model kit. Out,
I'm going to go
model
and
kit stuff.
get me Sterling.
Didn't
Right,
somebody
model
mention
kit
the
stuff.
Manchester earlier in chat?
Anyway, I was going to jump in now. Model kit stuff. Lovely to see you, mate. I've
What if
invited
it's the
model
hanger,
kit
says
stuff.
Graham Coxon?
Shut
Is
up.
that the Graham Coxon from Blur?
Right.
Mute him.
Right. Yeah. So, he can't hear us. Right, model kit stuff. Lovely to see you, mate, because you work on Mondays or something because you can't get on. But when you're next free on a Monday, let me know and jump on and have a chat with us. All right, mate? Is that okay? because I knew that I've invited him a few times, but he's busy on a Monday, isn't he? So it's nice to see you, Model Kit Stuff. Great to see you.
Would you like me to drop out so we can come in?
Yeah. I've got 9 in. You can only have 9 on a chat, can't you?
Yeah, I don't mind dropping in.
9 and
That's all right.
Yeah.
When he's free, when next to Free Monday, you can contact me on Discord or email me, and we'll get him on. I also got John Parker wants to come on as well, but it's fine. Detail. Oh, what was that about the short Sterling? Short Sterling is a 1966 tool released 11 times. Last time being 10 years ago. That ain't a bad shout, short Sterling.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That'd be a good shout. Just trying to think.
Interesting. The armored tanks of D-Day, the ones modified to swim, clear mines, the Hobart's funnies.
That'd be great.
I don't think that would be it, but that would be great.
But it would be great.
Duplex drive Sherman would be good. I'd buy that.
Yeah, that would be a good kit. I'm pretty good at.
I think it's something that nobody would kind of see coming as well.
A joint project with another smaller model company. Yeah, I don't know if they do that. Basically, the only times they've ever been in, the only times they do it is when they use somebody else's tooling. You know, it's like it's something that came on the bench. I've got to review it this week. I've been given these to review because I think these are phenomenal kits. Are these here, right? So you got that one there, Airfix, and you got this one here, and and apparently they're really good models to build, but they weren't Airfix. They've been these models are basically being used by Revell, Italeri, and a company called Tomy back in the day. So whether
Did you say Tomy?
Like Tomy, Tomy.
Wow. Yeah, no Tomy, but I wouldn't have expected them to have released that. That's surprising.
Really?
To me, at least.
An original boxing of the short Sterling.
Oh, nice.
Just looking at the other aircraft that they have for that museum, the other one is the Hampton. They haven't done Hampton for a very long time.
But that's one that does get mentioned quite a lot by people, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But is there a plane that they could 3D scan that's perfect?
They've got access to the drawings.
Yeah, because there isn't one in a museum anywhere, is there?
They've got one in the museum, but it's undergoing restoration at the moment.
Which one are you thinking of there? Because we've got the one at Gosford.
You've got one, have you?
Yeah, we've got. Ours was a rebuild with the original centre fuselage section. But it's only the fuselage and the main fuselage bit's the only bit that's been built of it.
Actually, I've just had a thought. They've got the Bolingbroke, the long-nosed Bolingbrooks at East Kirby.
Oh yeah.
They took delivery of them to restore them at long-term restoration project from Canada.
Yeah. Is it a medivac or an ambulance?
David brings up a good point. It says NHS is 75 this year. What other anniversaries are there?
Yeah, they have done well with the NHS one with that Spitfire, didn't they? Was it the Red Arrow, the Hawk, wasn't it? They did their own decal scheme of that.
They did the 2 Hawks as well, didn't they? Yeah.
Yeah, is there any either year anniversaries or that would be coming up that would line up?
I'm
not sure that there is.
I mean, it's you got the start of Operation Cobra.
Yeah.
tomorrow.
When was Operation Market Garden?
That was earlier, I believe.
I don't know, there's so much you could want and what they're going to bring out, and like I said, there's been no clues this time. We had a picture of an airfield, didn't we?
Yeah.
You know, but as I say, it's difficult. Halifax would be nice, and Taggart says I was speaking to Duxford, and where's it? I was speaking to Duxford, and they've done a. Oh, who's done that? Wait. I was speaking to Duxford, and they've done a big restore of the Victor. They said they fully restored the cockpit, plus have it so the engines run. But they've got a Victor already in the range, haven't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's recent tooling.
Yeah.
Has anyone been scanned?
I'm racking my brains on trying to think of kits that have been tooled back in the past that we could do with seeing a retool now. And we've already mentioned the ones
Or
like
an
the
early
short
version
styling.
of the Vulcan B1.
Yeah.
Or as Nigel says, the refueling set in 1/32.
Would they do that though?
They wouldn't do it in 30 seconds.
I feel like those kind of, for lack of a better phrase, add-on sets though wouldn't get something like this, right? Like that'd be something they would include like at the beginning of the year or something. You know what I mean? Like I don't know that would get like a special announcement.
What else is there at East Kirkby? The only other thing I can think of is the control tower. And they haven't done a control tower for a long time, have they?
Well, no, the one that they released is very good. And to be fair, if you see them on eBay, they go for about 40, 50 quid because they are actually a good tooling. The only thing that's a bit crap was the cardboard number that you put on top of the air tower. But other than that, that's a pretty good kit to build. What about
it was 76 though, wasn't it, rather than 72nd?
Railway scale.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean buggers. Does 76 to 72? It's a nut stick between the scales anyway at that size. Do you know what I mean? So I wouldn't worry if it's they chopped and changed it wherever. Operation Herrick, is that due this year? Is it the Gulf War, or no, the start of the Afghanistan war? Because I tell you, they won't be re-released to that Afghanistan house again, will they? In a hurry, you know what I mean? I've got 3 of them upstairs, so. But I just you just try and think of would it be worth them going down more tanks to do the M41 Bulldog or something like that, something a little bit different as a starter set. I don't think it'll be a starter set, by the way. I think this is going to be a major release. It's something that people have been asking for, and that will tickle the fancy that people will get their credit cards out. And I really think that when they whatever they mention tomorrow, if it is another kit, it will be shipped within 2 weeks, like they've done with the Seafire. Just put it out there.
See, I don't know whether it is. I'm a bit kind of dubious because I think they know that if they put out statements like that we're going to do their advertising for them, we're going to immediately get on a live stream and go, oh, what can the kit be? And we're going to sit here debating it for hours. So I don't know whether it is going to be something big or whether they're just kind of using suspense as a way of advertising whatever it is they're going to release. I don't know whether it is going to be that big.
Yeah, we can't actually see it as to what they've got.
Because if you think about it,
cabinet.
It's the cheapest form of advertising you can get, isn't it? Word of mouth.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, but I mean, I don't know. Like, it'd be naive to say that isn't part of it, but I don't think it would be that much weight in the grand scheme of things. I really think that it probably is something big, because maybe not big necessarily, but definitely something unique enough to necessitate it, right? Like I do think it's going to be something.
Yeah. Nigel Models Bench reckons maybe a 124 scale Wildcat. I'm not too sure they want to do another cat so quick, because if they were going to do a cat, obviously they'll do the Bearcat. But but like, you know, people keep going on about this 148 Jaguar, and I think you're right. Actually, doing the old thinking about it, the Jaguar would be an awesome addition to the Airfix range. So I predict they'll do that one next year.
But what was wrong with the old one?
Hella are doing it, aren't they?
Hella are doing the what? The Jaguar.
The Jaguar, yeah, they've got the old Airfix tooling.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The Airfix haven't got it in their range because it originally was an Airfix tooling. What? Because originally was an Airfix release tooling, and during the split, they never got that one back. There's 2 or 3 like it, isn't there?
They lost it in the divorce, didn't they?
They did, yeah, yeah. We did.
Yeah, that makes sense then.
Re-release of their bird kits.
They would do. Yeah.
What about their tuna range?
Oh, please, Miss Modeler.
Yeah, she'd love that. You'll be there. Or maybe they're going to bring out the what's it called? The dinosaur range again.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Fenris will be waving his credit card vigorously if they announce.
No, what I'll be in my dinosaur onesie waving my credit card for it.
Yeah. Celtic West records 135th Centurion Korean War.
Yeah, 53, right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
All
right, let's see when the
I wouldn't mind seeing more
very
Korean War
overlooked
stuff
as
in
well,
general.
isn't it, Korea?
It is very overlooked. Yeah. Same as space, but we won't go there. Crazy Locker's given us a £20 super chat. Thank you very much, Crazy Locker, for your support. Thank you so much for doing that. And I think there was a £5 super chat from Tigers as well. So
awesome.
Thank you very much. Yeah, both guys are awesome. Crazy Locker's just said, Dale and F its crew laughing so hard right now. You won't believe it, mate. You wouldn't believe it. Maybe Harvard. Admittedly, the aircraft is overlooked, but an important one nonetheless. Not much choice of 148 or 32. I think we're going to have to bypass the 32 when it comes to Airfix. I don't think they will ever go down the 32nd scale.
And if they did, I don't think it would be something like this. Like, I think they would.
Though.
Yeah.
The Korean War ended July 27th, 1953.
Oh,
there we go.
That ended on my birthday.
Just to add to the intrigue.
The date's right then.
Yeah,
the date is right, isn't it?
Yeah, 80 years, right? 70 years. Sorry. Yeah.
But we weren't really involved in the Korean War, though.
Were we? 80 years old tomorrow. Or 70 years
a
old.
little bit.
If it's his birthday.
Never heard of the Battle of the Imian River.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
So I heard some people comment the 124 scale Mosquito re-release. East Kirby has Mosquito HJ711.
Well, there's a few bits of HJ711 in amongst the various bits of the other mosquitoes that are in there as well.
Does Airfix do a JU88?
The fuselage and the canopy, I think, are the only parts left of HJ.
I don't know if they do.
Do Airfix do a JU88 and 148?
Sky Raider?
No,
I don't think they do.
No, I don't think they do they? I don't think they do, but that's a good shout. What German
Elo?
planes have they got in
What Elos?
148? What kits do Airfix have German in 148? I can't think of many.
They
I
did a
think they've the
JU-52.
Stuka and the ME 109.
Yeah, that's two.
BF 109.
They've got. Oh no, sorry, that's Revel, isn't it?
Yeah, Revel got them anyway. So would Airfix do them? Yeah. What are you building there? Oh, a helicopter. Oh,
Yeah, I've just finished it. I started it when you started, and I've just finished it.
Nice.
That's good going. That is. No, I love a good unmodded kit.
I got
Nigel-
somebody else on my
Nigel-
on my page.
Nigel saying a 124th course.
I would watch you build that, Nige.
Oh, hey, yeah. Tell me about it. I would too.
Yeah, we all would. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would be so happy if they made a 124th Corsair. Nobody makes one. There's no 124th Corsairs that I can find.
Right, James is having to leave us. James, you got to go, mate. Have you?
Yeah, I've got to shoot off and go and get the missus from work. So
All right, mate.
I'm going to tune in and listen to the intrigue further.
Yeah, no worries, mate. I'm surprised you've not added your 10 pence worth or what you think they'll bring out.
I've got to be honest, I just don't know. There's been a few suggestions in the chat there that would be good.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm pretty dumbfounded. I wasn't expecting it at all. So the JU-88 and 148 would be a good shout.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Also, the re-release of the Herrick range would be good.
Yeah.
And you've got your Albion and Bedford ground support in 148, which would be good to see them back out too. So
yeah,
don't know. Is
there.
it a re-release or is it new? I think that's the bit that I'm stuck on really.
Would they have put so much effort in? Because with the Seafire, they just came out with it. Bang, we're reintroducing it into the range.
Yeah.
But this
that
one,
was relatively recent.
That's a fair shout as well, actually.
Tooling, wasn't it? If they're reintroducing something which has been out of production for quite a while.
Sea Vixen, for example.
Or a Bearcat.
I've never done a Bearcat.
Yeah, I don't know. I certainly got my plan for tomorrow now. Thanks, Dale. I did have other things to do, but I'll be tuning in to find out what it's all about.
Yep, definitely.
But, anyway, I got to shoot, guys. See you all soon. Sorry, it's only a short visit as usual.
Take care, buddy.
Take care, my friend.
Cheers.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
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 Yeah, Airfix have only ever released 3 German aircraft in 48 scale.
Really?
The 109, the 190, and the JU-87.
190, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
So they haven't ever done a 110 then?
No,
That's
Not in
interesting.
48.
That would be awesome.
Well, if you think Revell
Or a
Monogram did,
JU88. That'd be something I'd like to see. A JU88.
Or a
JU-88,
fine pencil.
JU-52.
They did that in 72nd, though, didn't they?
They did.
Transport. Yeah, that would need to be
I
72nd.
think they've done more in 72nd.
Model kit stuff just said, are there any large-scale ME262s? The Airfix 262, which is 148, or is it 172?
172nd.
It's a good kit.
Yeah,
Good kit.
I've got that kit, 72nd. The only
There's a
32nd
lot of-
scale one that I know of is the Trumpeter one, the 262.
Yeah. Well,
That's
Revell
what's-
do
yeah.
a really old one as well, which is a horrible kit.
Mm. Just looking. Classic model building, new mystery boxes. Yeah.
I can't see him doing a launch
No.
for mystery boxes.
no. Yeah, no.
Well, what about a C-130? There's not many of them, is there?
There's not. I looked into it about a year or so ago, and there was
Hella's
not
got a
nearly enough.
C-130, haven't they?
There's a few in 72nd scale. The only one I can think of in 48th is the Atelieri one, though.
What's
I believe
C-130?
Zvezda has one as well.
But I've seen a few in 72nd.
What the C-130, Tam?
Yeah, the Italieri has a 48 scale and 72nd one. I think Hasegawa does a 72nd scale one. There's a couple of other companies that do the 72nd, but as far as I'm aware, the Atelieri one is the only 48 scale.
I believe
out there.
Zvezda has a
It's the only
48
one I found when I was
C-130 as
searching
well.
for it anyway.
I think, Tam, there's a 3-second delay with Tam, so just bear that in mind.
Yeah.
Does it?
Sometimes he speaks. Yeah, because sometimes we're speaking and then you go right over us. I think there's a 3-second delay.
What about the Banshee?
Oh, okay. Sorry.
See what I mean?
No, I mean the Banshee. The last time the Banshee was released from Airfix was 1987. I mean that's a Korean war plane.
Yeah.
David J.M.'s got a good point.
That is a good point. But I don't think they want to go down that route. They're bringing kids into scale modelling with their cars. But, like we say, I think they should redo the Ford GT. Properly do the Ford GT as a 1/32nd scale. But, they won't. I don't think it's on their radar to do it. But the Ford GT, I enjoyed the build. It was an absolute bastard getting that suspension and the wishbones and everything underneath. But if they could do that, that would be an absolute brilliant addition to the Airfix range. But when was the last time they released a 1/32nd? New tool.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest, like when it comes to automotive kits, I don't necessarily immediately think Airfix, although they could move to change that. You know what I mean?
Apparently, Nigel's saying Zvezda do not have a 148 C-130.
Okay, so then I'm mistaken. Okay.
Mistaken.
They do 72nd.
But Zvezda would be the company to do one because they're those planes. I just wish they weren't Russian. The amount of kits that are now off piste sort of thing because they're Russian owned because of Zvezda. It's such a shame. Like the Boeings, the Airbus, all
a lot
those.
of the armor is as well.
Yeah, a lot of the tanks and that. It's such a bastard. It really gets me emotional. But then again, I would, if I see one in a model shop, I would probably buy it if it's something I'm interested in. I wouldn't build it on the channel, obviously, because I like my subscribers.
The thing is, you've got Wing Leader announced a book on the Manchester.
Yeah.
And they also announced it on the B1 and B3 specials.
Right.
So we could get either or. Either a Lancaster or a Manchester. A late Lancaster, which hasn't got any glazing in the fuselage. Or limited glazing in the fuselage because I didn't put all the windows down it.
Right.
And the Manchester obviously reduced the differences from in the Manchester. And the
Go through the differences between the Manchester and the Lancaster then.
Is that where they slapped the two engines together?
Yeah.
Manchester only had two, yeah.
Yeah.
It was it made an X. What was the
two
plane
engines,
where
4 foot less on the wingspan and a lot of gremlins?
They inverted one engine over the other and put two engines in the one cowling. I'm trying to remember what plane that was. Somebody in channel know.
That's fucking hell.
I'm trying
it's
to think.
Heinkel.
Heinkel.
118 or oh no,
it was the Grief. Revel do a nice kit of it.
Nigel Modelling Bench. Yes, Moz. I reviewed a Russian helicopter on my channel and got a kick in. Mate, I did the JS3 vintage classic Soviet tank. and I lost 150 subscribers. So I know how you're feeling, mate. It's not funny. It's not Russian. It's Soviet. It's not. It's a JS3, a Joseph Stalin 3. 150 I lost. I'm not. That's not. You know. I think I got them back, but
I remember you showing us that comment. It made me roar when it said you shouldn't be showing this Russian shit, and literally everybody was like, "Dude, it's Soviet. Calm down."
Yeah. But I still lost a load of. See, I don't know whether I got penalised by YouTube as well. Because I don't know. I'm my head was in
I don't know.
the
It was only very shortly after the war started, wasn't it?
Well, I did the tank before I did build the tank before I did the video. Before I edited the video, sort of thing. So it may have been, but I didn't think it would be a problem, and it wasn't. I didn't even twig about the Russian war. I was just building an Airfix model that didn't even look like a JS3, to be honest. It's stubby, isn't it?
I mean, to be fair, they might be pulling JS3s out of museums soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking that myself, to be honest.
Yeah.
So, do you think it's going to be a new tool, or do you think it's going to be a re-release?
Hang on. There's 3 ways we can look at this. Is it a retool of is it a brand new thing they've never done before? Is it a retool of a model that they've done before? Or is it a re-release of a model but they've added extra parts? Those are the 3 options. I can't see it being a vintage classic, a starter set, or something with just a fresh set of cows. I think it's going to be either brand new tooling they've never done before, new tooling. A brand new tooling of something they've never done before, a new tooling of something that they've done in the 60s, 70s, or a tooling that they've just added new parts to. Those are your 3 options.
Or do you think it's going to be something completely not kit related?
Fucking 3D printer. Shut up.
Hey, it could be a new box.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're announcing flip top boxes, Moss.
Would this be a bad time to sing Baby Shark?
If only.
I'm not sure it'll be a new tool.
No,
something that they've already done. Is it a new partnership or something? Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, like a new partnership or a new way of doing things, or maybe they're relaunching a new Airfix branded paint range, Moss. New starter tools.
New facility.
It could be they wouldn't launch a website, would they? They've already done it, haven't they? So this is a partnership. They've got a new partnership or something.
New partnership.
Yeah.
Well, whatever it is, they seem fairly sure that we're not going to want to miss it. So,
yeah.
Because if you think if it was a kit, that's going to be hit and miss. Like if they did an armor, that's automatically all of your Airfix aircraft modelers who aren't going to be bothered. So I don't know if it's going to be something a bit more general.
It's got to be a Spitfire then in that case, isn't it?
Oh, do you know what? Yeah. It's going to be a 130.
They could actually, because that 1/24th scale Spitfire is molded so that you could do an earlier one. So it has the landing lights in the wings molded in.
Yes.
Bits like that. So you wouldn't need much to make a Mark V or even earlier.
Yeah, a Mark 1.
Yeah. I'm just going to say that the Spitfire 1/24th, I reckon they've got 9 different toolings for that.
Yeah.
Different tool parts for that. That will go on and on and on for 30 years. That's Spitfire.
Yeah, you could do a PR version. The Mark V, as I say, very easy. Yeah, there's lots of different ways they could.
Lots of different ways. I think when they pick that mark, they picked the right mark to bugger about with.
Yeah.
Just as I was saying, maybe that's what it is. Maybe I've been talking shit, and they're gonna release a 1/32 scale Spitfire. Maybe that's what it is. That's it. Shut the shop. Nostradamus again.
Oh,
Yeah, there
I
could be a
can't enjoy
1/32
another
Spitfire.
Spitfire.
I love these chats. When there's something happening, there's like every year, every January, we're all here. We've just eaten all our Christmas turkey. We're all stuffed with bread pudding and whatever, we're there picking our noses, and then there comes Airfix, January the 17th every year. Bang, we're all talking for a week before, and I put my predictions out, and I normally get 1 or 2 right, which I'm quite proud of. So yeah, it's it could be. It's
Do you think they come back and watch all of these live streams and stuff?
Of course they do.
And pick out all of the things thinking, hey, everybody likes Manchester. We'll do Manchester for 2025.
Well, in that case, if they're listening, I'd like to see a re-release of the Lysander.
Yeah.
In a large scale.
I'd like a 148 scale Hampton and the TSR2 re-releasing.
Apparently, Dale's just texted me saying we are always.
I'd just like some new Hampton
He's just texted that to me now. He's just texted that. It's just come up on my computer screen. Yes, you can tell him that is what he said. Of course they watch us. Of course they do. Listen, he told me he was in the bath when we were discussing about the gannet. And he told us to turn the picture upside down, the twonk. So we were all there, trying to look up, what's upside down? Absolute arse, honestly. But it's fun, isn't it? It's all banter. But yeah, and anything I suggest you're not going to do, do a Concorde. Nah, bollocks. You're not doing a Concorde. Do a Bearcat. Now you can feck off. We're not doing a Bearcat either.
Dogfight double, Bearcat and Concorde.
Yeah, that's right. A dogfight double. They could do that. They could have a Concorde, a Lightning. Is it an F-14? Which was they had the big race, didn't they? And they all had, and they had the MiG, and they had the MiG as well, didn't they? And they all went towards Concorde, and the only one that could make the Concorde or shoot the Concorde down was the Lightning.
NATO exercise, yeah.
Yeah, NATO exercise.
You've uncovered what I'm doing for my Concorde challenge.
Oh, fair play, mate. So you're going to get the Lightning badge and the Concorde badge at the
all
same
in one
time. All in one. I'll bring some up with me anyway. Next time I see you at the shop, I'll bring some up with you, so you can have it and some zines as well.
Well, see, he's not going to have room for you to fit in the shop after he's bought all that lot.
The MiG-21. Yeah.
Have Airfix actually done a MiG-21?
Yeah, they did it.
Have they?
Yeah, they
Have
did
they?
double with the Cessna.
I know they've done a MiG-17, but I've not seen a MiG-21.
Good night, Crazy Locker. Bless you, mate. Good sleep, sleep tight.
Night, Crazy.
Take care, Crazy.
Take care, bud.
Yeah, cheers, guys.
Didn't they do a fantasy MiG for Top Gun? It was quite that because they couldn't call it
Northrop, whatever it is.
Yeah, but they called it a MiG something, didn't they? Or the MiG they called it, didn't they?
Yeah.
Because in the film
they did the FIV Tiger 2.
Ah, is that what it was? Was it
10-15, Nigel?
Here we go. Airfix, MiG-21 F-13 and Cessna 02A dogfight double.
Really?
Yeah, I remember doing that the first time round.
Did they nick that tooling off somebody else? And was that like a hella
It's got
tooling?
to be a Vietnam thing,
No.
isn't it?
No, it's a 1969 Airfix tooling.
I
Cessna.
never knew that. What about the? No, I'm talking about the MiG. What was the MiG?
Oh, I don't think they got the MiG.
Because I think the MiG might have been a hella plane then if they did that.
MiG-21. Here we go. It was Airfix tooled in 1967.
Wow.
Also released by MPC.
Wow.
That was a good year, actually, 67.
Nigel's just said, if Dale is watching this, why not send your YouTubers a review sample? Who says he hasn't? But we're sworn to secrecy.
Yeah.
Who says he hasn't?
We weren't supposed to say anything.
Oh
No,
no!
we're not supposed to say anything.
Oh no! Yeah.
That's why I'm not in my garage.
That's right. Yeah.
That's why I'm not in the workshop.
Yeah. Yeah. I ask me no questions, I tell you no lies. I can confirm nor deny.
Yeah.
I see.
I can confirm nor deny.
I just have to ask John, Alex, what on earth are you doing there?
Oh, it's terrible.
Very painstaking.
You know, it's it's not very exciting. These are the ammunition for the Mini Art full interior Panzer IV, the kit that has 1,900 parts when you include the tracks.
You should have just said it was a Mini Art kit, and I was like, oh, okay, that's what you're doing.
So this is the Mini Art kit that's full interior. So it's 1,200 parts, just the tank.
Wow.
Anyways, that's all I'm doing. I'm just listening and having a good time with the conversation and cleaning up 75mm shells.
How many of those shells do you have to sand?
Oh, I've got 4 different buckets, and there's 28 in each.
Wow.
So 100.
104. Yeah.
Wow.
And how many have you finished?
Half-scale model of Moss. Hey, maybe that's it. They're going to release a 1/9 scale set of series.
Hang on a minute. Hang on. The only person they've ever scanned is Simon Kohler, and he's no longer there. So that just says, oh, doesn't it? You know. So let's even go down there. They had their own little Simon Kohler figure, didn't they? You know, and he's not there anymore. So, but he has got.
Maybe
still
they're
shares in
releasing
the
Luke's
company.
car. He did say he'd scanned that, didn't he?
What's that? Sorry.
I said maybe they're releasing Luke's car. He did say he'd scanned it.
Yeah. But anyway, I don't think they got a scanner big enough for me. But it's impressive when they 3D scan everything. It's pretty good going. Yeah, and I think that's the best way to do it. With a 3D scan, it's going to be quite there. You know, it's. But I think actually I can't really say that because listening to Chris talking about the Spitfire, and they had the actual the dot points. You know, they're like I can't think what it's called now. It's on my video, him talking about it. But they have like a cut through, don't they? And they have all like where the dots are and all the lines, and then you just have like it's like coordinates. So you just have to plug them in, and bang, you've got the model apparently. So yeah, it's a strange old thing, the old scanning and the old pictures. It's so intriguing. Yeah, I can listen to the Airfix designers go on for 8, and my favorite speaker is Luke. Actually, he knows his onions. Does Luke? So, oh, shut up. Nigel with the figure of Moz have a nodding head.
Yeah, he sits on the parcel shelf.
Yeah. Do you know what? I'm not lying, but I was contacted by a company who do bobbleheads. If I wanted merch for my channel with bobbleheads, they offered me a jet pilot. They offered me a jet pilot with a bobbin, so you can put them on your car. A jet pilot with a bobbin head, and they have like models on them. They wanted a little bit too much money, and I'm more interested in getting my own sprue cutters out there, to be honest.
Moss, I've got a 3D scanner.
Shut your face.
When I see you, I can scan your head, and we could make a model.
You ain't going there. You ain't going there. You know, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Simple as. Yeah.
Sneak
It
up
connects to
behind
my
him at
mobile
Telford
phone.
or
I can do
something.
it on the move. It's
Anyway, Moss, are you auctioning tonight?
I am not tonight. And the simple fact is that I've gone through my my attic last week because I'm trying to find my Proxon. I got a Proxon drill. I love it. Absolutely love it. It's the best thing I've ever owned. And when I moved down here, I was like, last time I used it was in November to carve out the pumpkins. Because I've not had to use it since. So the other day I needed to use it on something. Could I find it up in the attic? No, can't find it anywhere. So while I was up there, I went through the models that I'm willing to sell on and the ones I want to keep. But I've also, before I do that, I want to just make sure that the ones I want. So I've got a lot of duplicates, you see, and I want to make sure that the ones I try and sell this time won't be like, will be like proper sealed ones, if you know what I mean. So. But to be fair, though, I've raised over £400 towards my camera funds doing the auctions.
Nice.
I've got to re-auction the Buccaneer because unfortunately that was a no sale, so I'll have to re-auction that one at some point. So it's one, but everybody else has been brilliant. So the donations I've received has been fantastic. Pardon?
Do the Buccaneer now.
I can't because it's in the shipping company at the moment because I had it all ready to go, and then the person said, "Look, I just haven't got the money to buy it." I went, "Fair enough." So it's all good. One final thing was submarines. Airfix don't do submarines, do they?
No.
So I wondered whether they may delve into because submarines aren't, So I think there's a market there for submarines. I look at if Airfix all they ever do is release World War II planes, starter set cars, a tank or two. People, but if you go out the box and say that we're going to do a submarine, you're going to get a lot of submarine people who think, "Oh, let's try Airfix on this one. It looks really good. It's 2 hours stuck together, then paint, job done." Like I always say, but it's not.
We don't need their sort, Moss.
We don't need their sort. But I would like, maybe some submarines in the range. Maybe that's what they're going to do. They're going to release a submarine.
Model kit stuff. They did.
They did do a submarine. I know they did a submarine, but I can't remember which ones.
They probably did the yellow submarine, actually.
Yeah.
So
I'd buy that.
Yeah.
What? Wasn't it Trafalgar? HMS Trafalgar.
Oh, it wasn't one of the nuclear ones, was it? It was way before then. It wasn't Trident, was it? They've never done Tridents, have they?
No.
They've done a Trafalgar class.
I don't know. I've only got the vague image of the box art in my head.
Vintage classic, you're talking, yeah? Oh, they did the Trafalgar in 1/350th scale.
Yeah.
I thought it was the Trafalgar.
Yeah. But they could do some of the because it was I talking to the other day, and the Trident submarines now are nearly 30-year-old. Some of them.
something like that, yeah.
They're getting on now, aren't they? Because they dumped the Vulcan for the Trident, didn't they? They dumped the V bombers for Trident, didn't they?
Because the submarine could take them around the world as well.
This is it.
You release the Bond bug. Maybe it's going to be along the lines of something in that area. Something they've already done, but like you say, they've rejigged it.
Or something they lost the tooling for.
Maybe it's going to be a Vulcan reissue with the black box markings or something. I don't know.
I hope not. I just bought that.
Here, really.
The Vulcan.
I'm going to stick with a nodding moss.
They're not going to bring out a nodding moss. Not a chance.
A nodding moss in a flappy box.
Yeah, I'll get a flappy box. Yeah.
Operation Gomorrah.
Airfix do submarines, but they're so good you'll never see them. Reaper, how about a Chinook?
No.
A new tool, Chinook.
They've done Chinooks, haven't they?
Not the worst shout ever, is it?
No.
Yeah, that was a long time ago, though.
They seem to be quite popular right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but is that a reason that they would do them or not?
Is that going to be a pull? Is that going to be a pull, though, with Chinook? So when was the tooling of the Chinook? Can somebody look on Scalemates when the last Chinook was tooled?
All the Westland Wasp.
The Westland Wasp?
Yeah.
Oof.
Because they've
When
got
did they
a flying
do
one at Navy Wings.
And was that near East Kirkby? What's that East Kirkby that they got there?
Well, it could be a red herring.
Yeah.
That one.
A Westland Wasp.
I'm going to do a B-52 and 124th.
They done a Chinook for the coronation with a Union Jack on the gearbox.
Looks like the Chinook from Airfix was new tool artillery.
What, Airfix is one?
Yeah.
Really? So they won't do it again then, will they?
Yeah.
How about a new tool Eurofighter? That'd be nice.
No, because that's Revel. What Spitfire is to Airfix, Revel is to the Eurofighter, isn't it? You know.
Yeah.
That's always going to be
Yeah.
that. You know, it's they I don't. And to be fair, what I've seen the Eurofighters from Revel, I don't think you could better them, if you know what I mean. The ones I've seen built from Revel have been pretty bloody good. I've never built one from Revel. Never built a Eurofighter from Revel. I've done Airfix's version. Is that the Typhoon?
Not being funny, you've had the F-35B.
Yeah.
And the starter kit, and the various special editions.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's a fully tooled up version of an F-35B.
Oh. Now, yeah, I could see that.
That's not a bad
But
shout.
they've got some mega competition from Artillery, from Tamiya. Don't Revel do a F-35B?
No, but it has to go. Academy do really.
Academy, sorry. Yeah, Academy, sorry.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Academy do the.
Oh, yeah.
Think about it.
That's a bit of a shout, isn't it? I
see where you're going with this now.
Eurofighter was done in quick build, yeah. It was done. To be fair, the Eurofighter from Revel is a nice build. Yeah, I get that. What I've seen built, it does look pretty good. Oh, that's a good shout, Dan. I would love for Airfix to release that in the Vintage Classic range, a short Skyvan. They've got that as an O'Tooling, haven't they? In that vintage, wouldn't that be a Vintage Classic short Skyvan? Didn't they do one?
Or that hovercraft you're lusting after, Moz.
Sorry, what was that? Who said first?
Or the hovercraft you're lusting after.
Yeah, that hovercraft. Either hovercraft. The SRM1 or the...
Yes, the hovercraft.
Hobbycraft, what's that? Oh, hang on. That's a good shout as well.
Yeah. I remember that kit from when I was a kid.
The announcement is the spin-out of Airfix as a separate entity from Hornby. Well, that
come up.
Great. I can assure you, if I had the £8 million it would cost to buy Airfix from Hornby, I would be buying it.
And then once they do that, they can come out with an Airfix 3D printer that will actually work.
It'll be a resin printer. It will have their own paint. It'll be called Airfix Outlaw Paint. He just sent me another load of bottles this week, bless him. Got another. I've got all the clears in now. I've got the gloss clear now. I've got the satin clear and the flat clear. So I've got all the clears now in stock. I had the satin clear, and I've got all three now in stock. Oh, that's my ear. They don't do a lot of French stuff, I don't think. What's that? Oh, I'll go back again. Stephen Sheets. I don't know any French Raphaels yet. No, I don't think they do they? A Recon tool, 120, a new tool. I reckon a new tool, 1/24 scale Mustang would do well. There's lots of reissue potential. They did one back in the day. Yeah.
Not really much wrong with the old kit, though. To be honest, haven't built it.
You've built it, have you?
You know, it's an old tool, but I really enjoyed building it, and it was good. So, don't know where the need for a new Mustang would be.
New tool 148 Chinook would be good, is what you're saying there. So, yeah, it'd be
Why stop at 148? Let's go 124th.
Yeah, Angel was mentioned earlier, so they haven't got the tool in for the Space 1999 because that was NPC. I reckon that would now be owned by Round 2 in America.
Yeah,
Space 1999. Angel Interceptor, I don't think they'll have the license to do Captain Scarlet. Who has got the license for Captain Scarlet in all the words?
It was mentioned in the one stream that we had with
AIP Backman, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to go out, baby boy?
Come on.
Yeah. Actually, 2001 Orion shuttle is currently under Mobius, so yeah. Mobius currently has the rights there, so I don't think it'd be any of that.
Well,
any 2001.
They could release it without the rights because they did it before. They called it Space Clipper, and dropped the 2001 because I think the license only lasted for a while or something.
Yeah, Space Clipper.
Yeah, but without the 2001.
Yeah. I just mean that it pretty much just has to remove that one, and it.
Yeah.
I don't
Adventures
think,
in Plastic. Who is Captain Chaos? Captain Chaos is on fire tonight. The Captain Scarlet franchise has strings attached. Hooray! Legend, like that a lot. P40 in 1/24 scale. We're going down the 1/24 scale, but I think 1/24 scale was once every 5 years.
Yeah.
If you look at the Hellcat, 5 years later, we then have the Spitfire. 5 years' time, maybe a Hurricane. Hurricane's been mentioned a few times. I do think they will release the 1/24 vintage classics. But, Nigel, I have outlaw paints on the way. Watch your space. Good lad. You'll put MRP away. But I don't know. I'm just saying that because I've never used MRP, but I'm blown away with these, so I think you're going to like them. I would love to see the. God,
I should be stocking them in the shop.
You're going to stock them, are you now, mate?
Yeah.
When I next see you at the shop, I'll give you a couple of bottles if I've got some spare. So you can try them out. I've got some here. You can try them out. I would love to see the Bond Auto Gyro Little Nelly back. But again, it's licensing because Revell have the James Bond license because they're releasing James Bond this year for the 50th anniversary or so, or 60th anniversary, isn't it?
Yeah, something like that.
What sells in 1/72nd that you have not done in 148? Well, there's not a lot, to be fair. Recently,
anything German, anything French.
Yeah, but
I know if Matt, Captain VFC, was here, he would say Covenanter tank.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. What I
It
get
would be
going.
nice for them to have a range of British tanks, wouldn't it? Going on from the Cromwell. You know, the Crusader and, like you say, the Covenanter, Churchill.
Are we having a special chat tomorrow to discuss the announcement? Unfortunately, because it's been put on me, I'm already engaged tomorrow, so I won't be able to do a live stream with chat, I should say. But if I was you, watch the announcement tomorrow. So, and see what the plans are. Would like a new tool tornado. A lot of people have said that. But is there anything really wrong with the old one?
No.
Did you build it? Did you, Dave?
No, I've seen it built.
Looks good, does it?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
That's 70 seconds ago.
Yeah. They do it 148, don't they? Yeah. Tigers, Centurion will be able to have lots of future variants with the changes of a couple of tools. But is the Centurion a popular one? Because for me,
Centurion's long lived because it was in the first Gulf War, wasn't it? So
yeah,
an ARV.
But they don't do the challenges, do they?
No.
See, I would have thought they would have done a challenger by now. But they haven't done a challenger. But that'll, if they did do a new tank, a modern warfare tank, I would suggest the Challenger 2. Or why don't they jump the gun like they did years ago when things were still on the drawing board? The Challenger 3. I'd like to see a Challenger 3 in the range. But I don't think it'll be a tank tomorrow.
I wouldn't mind seeing something of the, the Ajax stuff that's supposed to be coming out. That's been stalled and all that stuff. That would be nice. But the thing is, I think it's so bloody secret that we don't know much about it. So
yeah, it'd be interesting. It will be interesting what comes out and how far we're off the mark. What they bring out tomorrow. Steven Seats. They should do an Apache
or an American Comanche.
Well, Tamiya do that, and it's a pretty good kit.
Mm-hmm.
But the command is that the AH-64 that never actually got put to use? Was it only in design phase, that one?
Comanche. I think they made a prototype, didn't they?
Yeah.
It was so expensive.
They made two of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's canceled.
Artillery and Tamiya already do that kit, and it's a good kit.
Yeah.
Yeah. They already do it, so Airfix won't do it, and because not a lot, we know about these things because we're invested in knowing about aircraft and in modern warfare, but the average son of a gun wouldn't know what the Comanche was. Centurion was produced from 1945 Mark II to 1962 Mark X. Last was at Desert Storm, but also involved in the likes of Korea, Suez Crisis, Vietnam, Six-Day War, and South Africa Border War. So there's quite a few there to go look at. I didn't realise it was 1962, and then So when was Desert Storm? 1992.
1992.
Yeah.
They made a big fuss. They made a big fuss about the Centurion because on the news, didn't they? Said it was the oldest tank in service.
What engine did the Centurion have? It must have been like a. Would it be a Rolls-Royce engine in the Centurion?
I would guess something like a Volvo Penta or something.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nigel's saying a 1/35th scale Lynx.
A Rolls-Royce Meteor.
I don't think they'll do a Lynx. Not in 1/35th scale. Don't
Possibly
think
a
so.
Wildcat.
I don't. Cheers, Hobby Bar. Nice seeing you, my friend. You take
Bye,
care.
Karen.
Nice to see you back on, by the way, after what was said to you the other night. Nice to see you back on doing lives.
Take care, Terry.
Yeah, I
cheers.
don't. I.
See you later, Terry.
Yeah, I don't see 135 for aircraft coming out
No.
with them.
When
Again,
will
similar
they-
to the 132nd, I don't think they're just not gonna.
It had a Leyland engine, did it? The Centurion had a Leyland engine.
Rolls-Royce
Was that-
Meteor engine.
Was it Rolls Royce? Was it in the Centurion?
Depends
say
on
that
the
right?
country. Whether a Rolls Royce or a Leyland engine.
Well, Leyland
Don't
would
forget
be
Rolls Royce with Leyland.
Leyland would be a Packard engine, wouldn't it?
Leyland will be all the ones that were still at base, and the Rolls-Royce ones will be the ones that worked.
So I was right then. The Centurion had a Rolls Royce engine in it.
Yep.
Yeah. Do you see that? Look at that. Centurion's first tank kill in anger was a Cromwell, which was captured by North Korea and hiding behind a bridge. There you go.
That's true.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Love that. But I don't think Airfix would go 1/35th scale for a helicopter. I think they're all their helicopters that they've done previous. And what was the last one they released? Wasn't it the?
Have Airfix done anything quirky this year?
The Scout.
Yeah.
On bug.
Yeah, vintage classic.
That's pretty quirky.
Yeah. Courchevel, I think it will be armor. Yeah, I think a lot of people are saying that it could be armor.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
thinking. I don't know which specifically, but I really do think it's going to be something armor related.
Yeah. Could it be UK subject in connection to a celebration date? We have discussed that because we were talking about what was it? What was the one you mentioned, John? It was 80 years.
Well, somebody brought up Korea. Somebody brought up
Korea,
which
yeah.
was great. And the Korean War officially ended 70 years ago on
the 27th of July.
The 27th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if that's the case, why are they launching it tomorrow instead of the 27th?
Right. I agree, Tim.
Well, but again, if it has something to do with the COH3 announcement, it may be.
Yeah, and it may be they said, look what's coming. It could be an announcement, just to time it with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been 20 years since the UK got involved in Iraq. I think it's more than 20 years.
Yeah, it is.
It's been more than 20 years.
1991, so it's 22 years.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you're talking about our first involvements in Iraq, we've been messing around in the Middle East for decades.
Yeah.
Like Afghanistan. I mean, originally we were in Afghanistan to have it as a barrier to Russia. So, that was back in the 19th century.
That's where Dr. Watson served from Sherlock Holmes.
Well, carry on.
I was just about to say that.
Yep.
An accurate portrayal of the Afghanistan War.
Mark Mansell, that's a really good shout. An Austin Tilley to go alongside the KT ambulance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, I did. Is that right? Is it? Concorde crashed on July the 25th. They're not doing a Concorde. Dan assured me, and if he did bring out a Concorde tomorrow, my little heart would be bereft because he told me they weren't going to do one.
Well, the thing is, they're saying the Austin Tilley, but it's the light utility car, and they were produced by 4 different manufacturers.
Yes.
They're produced by Austin, Morris, Hillman, and I think it was Standard. So it's obviously a huge range of cars they can do with a utility car.
Yeah.
Green Best, that'd be nice.
Yeah, I saw that then. Green Bess, Army fire engines. Bringing a new Concorde on the anniversary of a
I'd
crash
like to
is
see a
bit
Naffy
morbid.
van.
Yeah. A Naffy van.
Yeah,
Mm.
that'd be nice. I mean, they probably won't do it anytime soon, but it would be nice to see a Naffy van or something like that.
Yeah.
They did do a Naffy
with a
van
couple of figures
version
like an RAF ground crew man getting a brew from a WAF or something.
It'll be a B-29 to go with Oppenheimer.
I'd buy that,
Remind me I typed this in 7 days' time. Well, if we're going to talk about the making models for in the movies at the moment, let's see the Barbie bug, you know?
God.
Yeah.
Well, so we can light it on fire.
Yeah. I reckon they should bring out a British one with Cindy and Paul.
Daniel can blow it up, can't he?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, we should have an action man vehicle.
Yeah, they did the ferret.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
And they did
The Iraqi War
Scorpion.
2000. The Iraqi War 2003 range would be cool. They could re-release the 148 Lynx AH7 for that. Well, we did say that because I've got the over here. The only Land Rover that Airfix have ever actually produced, apart from when they bought out the Bloodhound, which is the Land Rover Patrol in 148, which I've got to build this in the next couple of weeks. I've got to get that sorted.
Eric stuff.
Yeah, Herrick. I've got it all now. I've got the Supercat. I've got the Centurion tank somewhere. I've got is it the Jackal? Got the Jackal as well. I've got the figures.
Is the Centurion tank 148th?
It is. It's all 148. The Herrick range was all 148th. No, they didn't, Wayne Welly. They did it. Well, they did a 176 Land Rover in the Bloodhound, the missile. The only other time they've released the Land Rover in 172nd or 76 was when they bought the tooling from a company that went bust called JB Models, and they bought the Bedford and all 172. I did have one here somewhere.
I know that, Mark.
But they don't actually. They haven't really built a Land Rover in 172nd of their own tooling. They released a lot of Hella's stuff back in the day, Hella's Land Rover, but the only actual Land Rover that they have, which is a recent one, which year was this one? 2012. This was. And they only released it once. They didn't release it again. So the Airfix did a 143 Land Rover. No, they didn't. It was Hella. It wasn't an Airfix tool. It was a Hella tool. Okay, I've done the research on it because that's why I said that last year. My prediction was that Airfix were either going to release in the starter set a new Beetle or a Land Rover. And because I mentioned the year before about them doing a Jag, when I did the Jag in 1/32 scale, I said they could redo tooling the new Jag, and they did do a new Jag in 148. But if you actually look, the Land Rovers were Hella tooling; they weren't actually Airfix, and the 172nd ones were JB Models tooling, and they didn't buy the company; they bought the tools off JB Models. And they did things like the Bedford. If you look up JB Models on Scalemates, and all the ones that they did there, I think they did a Saladin, as well. But yeah, they've never actually tooled a Land Rover apart from the one that's in the Bloodhound and the one that's and that's the one in the Bloodhound and the new one they're bringing out this year for the starter set. So look up Scalemates, look up Land Rover. You'd be surprised. Airfix never actually had a tooling of a Land Rover. So it was good to see them bringing one out in the starter set range. So yeah, the 143 LBW was Hella tooling, not Airfix. Yeah, they do. Tell me to do the Pink Panther, or the Pinky, I should say, for the SAS one. And that is an old tool now, isn't it?
Good kit, that.
Yeah, it's still going strong now. They still want some money for it now, don't they? I went into Hobbycraft and I think they wanted like 29 quid for it or something, or 30 odd quid, bastards.
Atelier did the exact same kit for a bit cheaper though. It's the same tooling.
Yeah,
I think it's the same tooling anyway.
Yeah, the Land Rover. Yeah, the Land Rover with the 176 with the hard top was JB Models. The Land Rover 143 scale was Hella original tooling back in 1979. So yeah, how can it not be all over a Landy? I know, but they are now. They're bringing one out in the starter set range, and they did invest in buying JB Models' version. If you look up JB Models, you'll see all those kits that JB Models had, and I can't see a reason why they don't bring them. Well, they can't bring them to Vintage Classic range, I don't think, because they're not pre Hornby. I think Hornby bought JB Models for Airfix. So I don't think they could actually add them to the vintage, because they've got the Vintage Classic is everything pre Hornby owned. So I don't think JB Models is in that catchment. I'm pretty sure JB Models was JB Models. Let's have a look. Yeah,
I've worked it out, Moss. It's going to be a new lot of Airfix space things. Viking 1 took the Face on Mars photo.
Oh yeah.
On this day, July 25th, 1976. You've also got Salyut 7 cosmonaut Svetlana became the first woman to perform a spacewalk. There we go. They've heard all of your moaning about space.
Yeah, wouldn't be surprised.
I would be so happy if that ended up being the case.
The Mars 5 space probe was launched in 1973 by the Soviets.
I think most of the Russian Mars missions crashed, didn't they?
Well, let's not focus on details. It's easier to model that way. Smash up a load of bits from your spares box and you've done it.
Yeah, Nigel. They are basic, but they were pretty good. It's like you've got the Bedford MK, which they did as a 4-ton and as an aircraft refueler. They did the Saladin, the Saracen, back in the day. They also did a 105mm light gun. They did the Land Rover 1-ton FC, which was the ambulance, and then they had the Land Rover with the GS body as well. The LWB Land Rover with the I can't think what GS stands for again. GS, it's a General Service Trailer. GS. They did a soft top. They did an M11-3 as well, JB Models, and I think that's it. Oh, they did the Vickers light tank as well, and they were all bought out by Airfix. So there was 14 kits auto that they had, but if you look up online, you'll see them on ScaleMates. So when it's a big announcement, it's usually an aircraft. That's a good shout. Here's a good shout.
Yeah. I did hear rumours about that Noel Edmonds bringing back house party. I wonder whether we've got whether Moz has got a not gotcha.
Yeah. A 1/12 scale Harry and Meghan.
Oh God.
It'll probably sell. Yeah. But we've had some good comments tonight. We've talked nearly every kit under the sun's going to be produced tomorrow if we go by what we've been talking about. General Service, that's the one. General Service. But yeah, they've done quite a lot. Scorpion light tank, JB models have. So whether they bring them back out. Oh, they did some boats as well. The SMS Ulan, the SMS Magnet, and the SMS Planet, apparently, as well. So, but if they brought them back as a vintage classic, that'd be good. They could have a William and Kate dogfight double, Nigel.
Brilliant, Celtic, brilliant.
That's pretty good, that. Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's brilliant.
Well, I think we've actually gone through every single kit now under the sun. So they're going to release one of these kits that we've mentioned, surely.
I think each of us should make our number one prediction. See who's closest.
I'm going to write mine down in an envelope and sign it. What I think it's going to be, because I'm going to be impartial. So where's there an envelope here somewhere? Must have an envelope somewhere.
I've got a better idea. Why don't we write it down on a bit of paper and post it on our and set it for like 10:30 tomorrow and post it on our community posts.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
We'll find out after the release what our prediction was.
Seriously though, Manchester or Lincoln, the first flight of the Manchester was the 25th of July 1939. So
yeah, Manchester's going to get my vote, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thing is, there's a lot of history, isn't there?
There's so much. Yeah. Anyways, I'm going to call it a night. I know it's 10 minutes early, but I think we've actually gone through most of everything now, and we'll have to wait for tomorrow. I will be watching in the background. I will be commenting on the announcement, but I won't be able to do a live stream because I will be unavailable.
Moss will explode if it's a bear cat.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it won't be a bad cat though. Not a chance. Not a chance. Even though, no, it won't be. If it is, that'd be the first tooling they would have built that I would have suggested, and I don't think that's going to happen because they don't like me that much.
He doesn't think it will be, but he wants it to be so bad, and he doesn't want to admit.
Yeah. I don't think it's not that they don't like you. I think it's just more fun trolling you.
I think that's what it is. Yeah.
So I think they have fun playing games.
They do.
But we have fun playing the games back. Let's be honest.
It is. It's all
it's a lot of fun.
I to be fair, I respect the Airfix team, and it's all good. So it'll be interesting.
This was fun.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was a bit of a laugh.
Yeah.
Well, I've got my ideas and stuff on what it will be tomorrow, but I'm going to keep them private.
You're only saying it was fun, John, because your comparison is sanding 100. 76.
Yeah.
See, doing that was almost non-existent because I was just so engaged in the conversation. I was just doing those in a rote fashion, and it was perfect. So yeah.
That's the best way to do it. Yeah.
Yep. It's fun to try to guess and hearing everybody's guess. And
John was in mini art purgatory.
Yeah.
Nice Horton, by the way.
I'm sorry.
Nice Horton up in the.
Oh right, yeah. He's been painting it while we're. I think that's Dave's bench, right?
Is that Dave?
Yeah.
Doing the Horton. Beautiful, that kit.
Yeah, it has been suspense the conversation. I hope everyone has a good day tomorrow. And I said you'll see me online tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Seeing the announcement the same time as you guys. I'll tell you what though, when Airfix do an announcement, it has been good. I was very privileged to to be at one announcement at Duxford when they did the Spitfire 124th. And they do the video and they saw the video on YouTube when they announced it on YouTube. It was phenomenal. So, but I'm hopefully that when it comes to announcements, we won't be disappointed. And but I've never been disappointed yet with it anyway. Like I keep saying to people, when they mentioned the Gannet, it was like wow. Then when they said Bombard, woo, because that was just pure nostalgia, isn't it? The Rotodyne, if they released the Rotodyne, was like, wow, that's great. The Rotodyne, we've all been thinking about it. But when they mentioned that Bombard, that was it. So, anyways, I'm going to call it a night. Thanks all for the people in the chat who's been talking to us. And for you on the panel, thanks for joining. Hopefully, people have been watching on your own channels because we share it amongst ourselves. I do understand that people do get a bit frustrated because of the chat. I understand a lot of people do watch it on mine, but the idea is that everybody gets a choice, where you want to watch it to. But if you want to get involved in the conversation, then just keep doing it. Put it on the chat. I just wish it would link them all together, but unfortunately, YouTube doesn't allow us to do that. It just allows us to broadcast to each other's channels, and then each channel has their own little chat box. So I do see that, and how it all works. And it does upset people when they can't see what other people are seeing. Maybe I could do something on here where I can add a widget where the chat comes up on the side, but it's something I have to look into. So anyways, thanks all for watching, and we will see you probably next week on Airfix and Chill on the Monday night.
Bye.
Cheers all and goodbye.